We now go to 1030, standing in the name of Senator Lazarus. Senator Lazarus.
Thank you, Mr President. I ask that general business notice of motion number 1030, standing in my name for today, relating to job losses in the Queensland meat industry, be taken as a formal motion.
Is there any objection to this motion being taken as formal? There being none, I call Senator Lazarus.
Thank you, Mr President. I move the motion standing in my name.
Senator Canavan.
Thank you, Mr President. I seek leave to make a short statement.
Is leave granted? Leave is granted for 1 minute. Senator Canavan.
Thank you, Mr President. This motion proposed by Senator Lazarus should be opposed. The motion would spread unnecessary uncertainty in our cattle industry, in particular our northern cattle industry. His motion implies that free trade agreements and also the live cattle trade itself could cause job losses. The logical endpoint of this motion, and if the Senate supported it, would be to ban or restrict exports of live cattle in favour of processing in Australia. We saw how disastrous this was in 2011 for our entire industry, and Cattle Council President Howard Smith today has come out and said that market intervention in Australia's beef supply chain would be strongly opposed by beef producers. This motion would undermine confidence in the live cattle trade at a time when producers with cattle are finally getting strong returns after a long period of deflated prices. Senator Lazarus is calling into question the value of Australia's free trade agreements and singling out the CHAFTA agreement in particular. It would be very much detrimental to our beef-producing industry. Removal of tariffs will bring billions of dollars of extra value to our—
Senator Canavan. The time for your contribution has expired. Senator Lazarus.
Thank you, Mr President.
Are you seeking leave?
I am seeking leave to make a short statement.
Leave is granted for 1 minute. Senator Lazarus.
Thank you, Mr President. I've been to rural and regional Queensland. I've been to meat processing plants, and there is job losses. In fact, 580 workers left the job site just outside of Townsville in November and haven't been returned through the lack of cattle.
Order on my right.
This pathetic excuse for a government has done nothing to protect jobs in Australia. As long as the overseas companies are being looked after, they're very, very happy. Stuff the Australian workers. We don't want their jobs, but of course the foreign companies are getting all their cattle. We will be getting to a stage where we're going to have to buy processed meat back from wherever the cattle has been taken at 3 times the price. No jobs made here in Australia, but as long as the mates over here, their foreign company, is buying cattle hand over fist, not creating any jobs, any income in Australia, they are happy.
Your contribution has expired. The question is that the motion moved by Senator Lazarus be agreed to. Those of that opinion say aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it.